Hey, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever time it is that you happen to be looking at this. Uh, it's Preston with Shop Cow Software. And what I'm going to do right now is just give a quick sneak preview of how the HTV catalog is going to work in Quick Quote 4.0, which we'll be releasing soon, I hope. Uh, anyway, like I said, just a quick overview of the HTV catalog, which is just one piece of what it takes to be able to price heat transfer vinyl decoration on garments. But anyway, like I said, you'll see up here that we have the HTV catalog opened up. And the catalog is where you store information about the heat transfer vinyl that you'll be using. We'll ship this with some sample data in it. Uh, you can use it if you deal with those vendors, uh, or you can put your own in there. It's really easy. But you'll notice here that you've got a set of control buttons up here. Uh, this works just like a VCR buttons is what they're called. If I want to go to the next record, I can click here and click here and click here. Even though it says, next page, page down, it's next page. And so we can go through one at a time there. We can also go to the first one. We can go to the last one in it. We can add a new. Once you start editing, these will save, which is save and stuff like that. So this is one way you can kind of navigate through. But as time goes on, you're going to get a lot of stuff in there, and you're going to keep going back and looking, and it can become a real pain to navigate this way. So there's other ways to navigate. First, you've got this quick navigation selection up here, and you'll notice that not all of the alphabet is highlighted. There's a reason for that. The only ones that are highlighted are the ones that you have a product that starts with that letter. So see, right here we have the C, and then we have the Semica Hotmark 70 as this particular product. So if we wanted to sort what is in this particular window frame right here and only show products that started with a C, we would click that, and the only thing that would show would be a C, products that started with C. Same thing if we did the S or the T. So as time goes on, depending on what you add in here, these additional buttons will become active to where you can use them. If they're grayed out like this, they're not active. But there again, like I said, we're going to the navigation. One of the things that we can do to quick navigate is we say, well, we've got right here, we want to go to Thermo Flex Plus Metallics. We just click on it, and it takes us right there. So we didn't need to scroll up here to do it. And these are the products. I'll kind of go over this here in a minute. So we can look at the different things in that aspect. If I just want to go to the regular Thermoflex Plus, I click on it and I'm right there. So if we come down here to the bottom, this is where you're going to store the colors. Now depending on the vendor that you buy from, the pricing may all be the same, but a lot of vendors out there, depending on the size of roll that you buy, you'll pay less per square inch. The longer roll that you buy, because they consider anything beyond the largest roll that comes on is what they consider a cut roll, and so it costs you more if you get a cut roll. So like a 5-yard roll is a cut roll off of a larger roll, and so that's why you would pay a little bit more for the 5-yard roll than per square inch for the 5-yard roll than you would for the other. So anyway, you're going to come in here. Now what we've got is we put the width in inches. Right now it's in feet. I think I'm going to change this to yards because most rolls are sold in yards. And there's another reason. If I change it to yards, then it makes it a little bit easier for me to do a little bit of modifications for those of you that are in the metric system and not using SAE, because yards and meters are a little easier to translate the calculations across than it is feet, because there is really no equivalent or anything close in the metric system to a foot. I will have to do some work down in here to figure this out, but to get it to change over to metric. But anyway, going on that, we would put in the information here, and we put in the price. The minute that we do that, we get information in there. So I'm just going to put a color in here. I'm going to say blue, and I'm going to go 15 by 30 feet, and I'm going to use the $65 roll cost. And you're going to see that the minute I put that in there, it automatically calculates what the cost to you per square inch is, and what the square foot cost to you is. And we haven't put a markup on it, so if we don't mark it up, it shows that the square inch to the customer and square foot to the customer is the same. So if I come in here and I put a 200% markup, for example, then the minute I come out of that, we've increased what we're going to charge the customer as a minimum charge the customer per square foot of that. And you got to remember, these are minimums that are going to work in here. Also, if we bought the rolls and we've had to pay shipping in, and let's say that we had a $12 shipping charge, and we bought 2 rolls, and so what we would do is we'd come in there and say, well, we paid $6 a roll to have them shipped, so we'll put the 6 in there, and it automatically increases your cost based on the $6, recalculates the per square inch, the square foot, even all the way down to the customer minimum charge. So you really have a lot of time saving information here. The on hand right now, you can put it in there. It's probably going to be used to calculate later, so where you can come back and kind of get a deal how much you should have on hand. But it really depends on if you're honest out in other parts of the program. So we've got that. The other thing that we can do in there is right here, you'll see this is for Heat Transfer Warehouse. If I want to go to their website, I just click to go, and hopefully it will load up. And it did over on another, I've got a dual monitor. So let me see if I can bring that over here. And it opened it up over in another monitor. It took us straight to that. So you didn't really get to see it open up, but it will take us straight to it. So the same thing, if we come in here and we go to there and go, now it's taking us straight to the Sign Warehouse website. So they're getting another little time-saving tool. The other thing that we have up here is the new product by this customer. So this is for Sign Warehouse, and if we click the new product per customer, by that customer, you'll see it's record duplicated as focus. It basically copied all the information that was in the vendor site, if we had an email, phone, vendor fax, and all that. So we wouldn't have to re-enter that again. It's all there. And the only thing that we're required to do now is give it a name. And once we've done that, we can save it. And now you'll see test product showed up down here, and we can start entering the colors. So there again, just a real quick, simple overview of how the HTV catalog portion of Quick Quote 4.0 is going to function. And then later I'll do some other videos showing other aspects and how it's going to actually work in the matrix setup and the HTV tab on the quote form. The whole idea is that once you get the hang of it and you enter your numbers and everything else, it gives you extreme power and extreme flexibility in your pricing, and you don't have to go digging through spreadsheets anymore. I mean, all the information stays right here with you. Any customer order, invoice, quote, you've got it. And so Hope you kind of are curious about what QuickBook 4.0 is going to do and how the heat transfer pricing for garment decorating is going to work for you. And hopefully it'll be something that interests you. Thank you very much.